Hey everyone, I'm back with another update. In this episode, I'll cover news related to narco-terrorists, Minnesota's Somali fraud scheme mess, and the Brown University shooter manhunt. Of course, I'll end with the noteworthy tidbits. Strikes on narco-terrorists is still a topic of controversy, with the Trump administration making it clear the strikes will continue. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen made a great point on the topic, saying, underneath Obama, he had 500 strikes, 3,700 different individuals were killed. There wasn't a big show about this. So what's the difference between Obama attacking these individuals when they were deemed terrorist organizations in the Middle East versus the ones that are here right now poisoning our streets? Congressman Tim Burchett was briefed on the situation by Secretary of State Marco Rubio and War Secretary Pete Hegseth, and Burchett confirmed the narco strikes are 100% legal, explaining lawyers are involved every step of the way. President Trump ordered an oil tanker blockade on Venezuela, saying they are completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America. Trump further explained that, in his words, the illegitimate Maduro regime is using oil from these stolen oil fields to finance themselves, drug terrorism, human trafficking, murder, and kidnapping. For the theft of our assets and many other reasons, including terrorism, drug smuggling, and human trafficking, the Venezuelan regime has been designated a foreign terrorist organization. The Clan del Golfo, a Colombian narco-terrorist group, was also officially designated a foreign terrorist organization by Secretary Rubio. On to the Minnesota Somali fraud scheme mess. Education Secretary Linda McMahon caught Minnesota engaging in education fraud, where ghost students received millions of taxpayer dollars and pocketed the cash, and she said of Governor Tim Walz, I implore you to resign and make way for more capable leadership. The Trump administration gave Governor Walz 30 days to verify SNAP participants, or Minnesota will be cut off from the program due to massive fraud tied to the SNAP program in that state. Last for this topic, a whistleblower in Maine came forward exposing huge Somali fraud just like in Minnesota. Apparently, an NGO in the state is run by a Somali man who sends money from the NGO back to Somalia. Let's shift to the Brown University manhunt. Officials are receiving pushback from reporters in regards to the lack of footage of the shooter, the lack of safety precautions, and the scrubbing of a man from their webpage. The FBI did release footage of the shooter walking past police, which brought forth calls to release the police vehicle and body cam footage. The multi-million-dollar school has cameras everywhere, including hallways, but what has been released of the hallway footage doesn't show the shooter. A Palestinian student's profile that was listed on Brown's Center for Middle East Studies webpage has disappeared, saying page not found when clicking on his profile, yet the other profiles are functioning like normal. When asked why the students' web pages had been removed after the shooting, the university president replied, I know nothing about web pages being taken down. First I've heard of it. Authorities have explicitly stated there is no evidence tying him to the incident, and the university has not commented on the specific reason for the change. Rhode Island Attorney General Peter Naranjo has warned against such speculation, noting it can be dangerous. Now it's time for the noteworthy tidbits, which are brought to you today by Old Glory. Let me tell you about them quick. Are you looking for a gift for a music lover, or maybe some apparel to show off your quirky side? Old Glory has you covered. With over 300,000 officially licensed items covering music, sports, entertainment, and pop culture, you're guaranteed to find the perfect item. They even have seasonal gear. My husband enjoys the Beatles and Led Zeppelin apparel, and I love the Billy Idol apparel. I even found items for my fellow plant enthusiasts. This family-owned superstore is known for their quality and customer service, offers free standard shipping on all orders, and orders are shipped the same day you purchase. My discount code gives you 15% off your entire order, and it's currently the best deal available. Just visit oldglory.com and enter in my promo code JADE, that's J-A-D-E, at checkout. All right, let's get back to the tidbits. President Trump added 15 countries, most of them in Africa, to the travel ban list. The U.S. House passed the Kayla Hamilton Act, which is a bipartisan bill named after a 20-year-old woman with autism who was raped and murdered in Maryland in 2022 by a 16 or 17-year-old MS-13 gang member from El Salvador who entered the United States as an unaccompanied alien child. This legislation aims to close vetting gaps in the federal handling of unaccompanied migrant children by strengthening screening, preventing releases to unsafe sponsors, and reducing risks of trafficking or exploitation. President Trump nominated Troy Edgar as the next United States ambassador to El Salvador. Speaker Johnson revealed House Republicans are prepared to codify up to 150 of President Trump's executive orders starting in January. Vice President Vance traveled to Pennsylvania to promote the Trump administration's economic agenda amid ongoing concerns over inflation, housing costs, and affordability, and he and Second Lady Usha visited Allentown Rescue Mission, a Christian homeless shelter, to serve holiday meals like turkey and ham to men in recovery programs. It's been confirmed that 18 states are banning SNAP benefits from being used on junk food. U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro visited Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and said his communication skills and level of recovery is miraculous. He's doing incredibly well and lifted up by the prayers of America. The FBI gave Congress a memo that shows the Biden FBI did not find probable cause to raid President Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago, but prosecutors did it anyways. According to Axios, Elon Musk has begun funding Republicans for the 2026 midterms. Lastly, China sued Senator Eric Schmidt for $50 billion because he exposed them for the COVID-19 leak from the Wuhan lab. That's all I have for today. I'll be back with another update soon. Until then, please like, subscribe, and share this podcast, and follow me on Instagram and X at Shades of Jade Pod. Thank you for listening and have a great day.